Welcome to another episode of Not That Hard to Homeschool, the podcast for real people so that you can confidently, competently, and yes, even contentedly provide the high school education that is best for your teens and your family. I'm your host, Lisa Nehring from notthathardtohomeschool.com.
Self-paced, no prep for you. It's the homeschool math curriculum I wish I'd started with sooner. Try it free today. Just head to ctcmath.com. That's ctcmath.com. You're going to breathe easier.
Hey friends, Lisa Nehring here from True North Academy, and it's Not That Hard to Homeschool. I've got some exciting news. I'll be a featured speaker at Great Homeschool Conventions this year, and I would love for you to join me. If you've been craving fresh inspiration, practical help, and a weekend that fills your homeschool tank, this is it. Imagine 3 amazing days packed with powerful speakers, tons of homeschool resources, and families who totally understand your world. You'll laugh, you'll learn, and you'll be encouraged and ready to tackle the rest of your homeschool year with confidence. So grab your friends, make it a getaway, and join us at Great Homeschool Convention near you. All the details, cities, dates, and tickets are waiting for you at greathomeschoolconventions.com. That's greathomeschoolconventions.com. I can't wait to see you there. This is Lisa Nehring with It's Not That Hard to Homeschool. And we are going to talk today about credits and transcripts. As I do workshops and conventions around the country, one of the most popular workshops that I do is on credits and transcripts. I've worked with high schoolers, homeschoolers in particular, from around the world for over 8 years. And I also used to work at a private graduate school, mainly working with the international students. So I've seen a lot of transcripts in my lifetime. And I've worked with families getting into college, university, the military, conservatories, Ivy League, full scholarships, partial scholarships. My goal is to help you create the best transcript that you need for where you want to launch your kid to next. And if you have any problems with this, I'm going to give you a quick outline about it. It's not rocket science, but in some instances, you really want to have your I's dotted and your T's crossed. If you need any help with this, we have amazing academic advising at True North Homeschool Academy. We have general advising for those who are college, university bound, or going to the military, as well as specialized NCAA advising and special needs, struggling learners, and asynchronous advising. So check us out at truenorthhomeschoolacademy.com. But for now, let's jump into how to do credits and transcripts. Credits and transcripts, as well as tests, are really the stepping stones to the future for your kids. It's a great way for whoever is helping your kiddo get to the next step, understand what they've done in high school. So let's start with the credit. A credit is basically a Carnegie unit, and you can go to Carnegie unit website and look this up. It's usually 120 to 180 hours of work. 1 credit, I generally go with 120 hours. A half a credit is 60 hours. A quarter credit is 30 hours. And 2 credits is 240 hours. So it's just basically a unit of measure. Now, you want to think of a credit as like a shopping cart, and you can put a whole bunch of things into the shopping cart to count for your credit. You can put in class time, reading time, tests and exams, projects, papers, presentations, even competitions and practices. If your student is a musician and, for instance, they give music lessons, they can count that as part of their credit time. So everybody's cart is going to look a little bit different in what goes into their credit. I've worked with some Olympic athletes, and they're going to have obviously a lot more PE credits than most people because they spend about 40 hours a week at the gym. Musicians, they're going to look a little bit different too, and you can definitely count theory, practice, and performance for your music credits. Is completely normal for those kids who are really involved in athletics and music to have up to 2 credits a year for either of those activities. For Latin students and those with more foreign language, don't forget to count things like the Latin National Exam and the German National Exam. We do have test preps for both of those exams at True North Homeschool Academy, and those can count for up to a quarter credit plus the exam, which looks fantastic on the resume. Don't forget, all those kind of things can go into the shopping cart that counts for the credit, right? And your credit is going to probably have different weight. I don't want to go too much into this because most of us are homeschooling, but you might take honors or AP classes or dual enrollment, and on your transcript, they're going to count for a little bit different. So you can have on a 4.0 scale, an honors class can count for 4.5, and a dual enrollment and AP class can count for 5.0. That is how you get kids who have over a 4.0 GPA on a 4-point scale. So let's talk a little bit about what a transcript is. A transcript is very much like a resume. You're not making it up as a homeschool parent. It's completely legal for you as a homeschool parent to create your student's transcript. The transcript is simply the story of your student's high school career. And you are going to use credits and an addendum page to tell the story so that people want to accept your student into the next step of their life. You want them to be able to read it easily. So if there's money available for them to pay for that next step, you want them to give you the money, right? So what all goes on to a transcript? You want to have your academic classes listed, your extracurricular classes listed, community service, physical education, the arts, work, clubs, camps, team activities, and even awards. Again, think of this as an accurate record of what your student has accomplished. And you can even think of the transcript as a shopping cart, and you're going to put different things into the shopping cart to give a really accurate story of where your student has spent time. Now, if your student is going on to college or university, what you want to convey to that college and university is that your student knows how to start things, knows how to put time and effort into accomplishing something and finishing it well. Colleges and universities are looking for students who are going to come into their school, finish the program, and then go out and make them look really good. So you want to convey that on the transcript. We live near Omaha. We go to the Omaha airport, and believe me, Warren Buffett is plastered all over the Omaha airport. He graduated from the University of Nebraska. So University of Nebraska is very happy to say, hey, look at our alumni and what successful person he is. That's what your kiddo can do if they come to our school. And that's what schools are looking for, is for kids who come in, finish the program, and go make them look really good. So you want to convey to that school that your kid knows how to start things and finish them and do difficult things and do things that are servant-oriented, all the things. We'll talk about them more specifically as we go. There are generally 3 types of transcripts. There's an academic transcript, a college prep transcript, and an honors transcript. An academic transcript has 21 credits generally, college prep 24, and an honors 28. All of those transcripts have 4 credits of English. The honors transcript is the only one that needs 4 academic credits of math. The academic and college prep transcript can have 2 to 3 credits of math, and they don't have to all be academic. So you might have Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and a business math, or you might even have Algebra half, Algebra 1, or geometry and a business math, or accounting, or personal finance. All of those count for math credits. But for an honors transcript, you want to have Algebra 1, Algebra 2, geometry, and an advanced math like trigonometry or calc. So all 3 types of transcripts are going to have science on there. Academic transcript is going to have 2 sciences, college prep 3, and an honors 4. And I would say a general course of study for science is going to be biology, chemistry, and physics. You might want to include physical science if you feel like you need that extra science credit. And for an honors transcript, I would include an advanced science like anatomy and physiology, or advanced chemistry, or advanced physics, marine biology. If you're looking for a really solid science program, check out True North Homeschool Academy live online classes, because we have fantastic science teachers. Okay, so all of them are going to want 4 credits of social studies. The academic, college prep, and honors transcript are all looking for 4 credits of social studies, and that would include world geography, world history, U.S. history, and then government and economics. Now, with the academic transcript, to fill the rest of the 21, 22 credits that you're going to want, you're going to fill it with electives such as PE, health, basic computer information systems, art, and music, etc. For the basic college prep transcript, to get up to 24 credits, you're going to want to have 2 foreign language credits and then other electives, such as the ones I just mentioned, PE, health, BCIS, art, and music. And then for your honors transcript, you're going to want to have 3 credits of foreign language, as well as other electives, and you can fill those in as you see fit. I have an article called Critical Languages on the blog. I'll link it in the show notes. I'd really take a look at critical languages. If you are really looking for scholarship dollars, I would have at least one foreign language for 2 years, 2 credits worth on your kid's transcript. To be even more competitive, you can have 3 to 4 years of foreign language, and you might even want to have 2 foreign languages that you study. You can start foreign language studies as a junior high school student, and don't overlook Latin. That definitely counts. I really recommend that students take 1 to 2 years of Latin and then switch to a modern foreign language. Latin sets you up really well for success with modern foreign languages, and then you can move on to a modern foreign language without any problem. Okay, so those are the types of transcripts. Now let's talk about grade assessment, because I think for many of us as homeschoolers, we're so used to the mastery approach to grading that if our students just don't get a subject or are not good at it, we just throw it out and we don't count that grade. But I think it's really important that we let our kids understand what grading really is, and that they might not always get the opportunity to just do it until they master it. The way that you can set up grading, just think of it as an assessment, and it's not, you don't have to do letter grades necessarily. But one of the reasons I love IEW is they have rubrics included in their program. And I think that's really helpful for those of us who weren't really necessarily trained on what does it mean to do a fair assessment. Rubrics are a great way to provide assessments for your students. Number of hours on tasks. You can simply use log sheets, and we do have free log sheets at True North Homeschool Academy that you can just go to our website and download them for free, and then just track the number of hours for PE or computer science or whatever, music, etc. You can have assessments be connected to papers written, presentations, projects, competitions, awards, and tests and quizzes. So decide how you are going to do assessment and the feedback loop for your student. I would say in high school, at least try to have your kid do one outsourced class where they have a syllabus and actual external grading apart from you, so that they understand what that is like before they get to college and before they left their home. There are a number of ways to create a transcript. You can do it by year. I prefer the by year transcript. So for instance, it's going to list the 9th grade year. It's going to talk about the English, math, science, and history, foreign languages, Bible, electives, etc. And then it's going to list the credits and then the grades. And then you'll do that all over again for 10th grade. Or you can do it by subject transcript. And that is popular for asynchronous or struggling learners, where they just list, for instance, English, and they list all of the Englishes like English 1, English 2, English 3, English 4, then a separate section for math. My only caution about that is that lately the military has not been liking by subject transcripts. So if your student wants to go to the military, I would definitely do a by year transcript. And the thing to keep in mind with transcripts is you want to just make sure that it is easy for the next person to read. So most people are more used to seeing the by year transcript than the by subject. It's not that they can't utilize that, so they can if you need to do it that way. But you want to make it easy for the next person to read, and you want to make it easy for them to give your student money again, so that they can go on with life as splendid as possible. Okay, so we've talked about the general transcript, and now I want to talk about an addendum sheet. And not everybody uses an addendum sheet. I totally understand that. But in my years of doing transcripts, I found it to be really helpful to add an addendum sheet. And what do I mean by that? So you have your first sheet of your traditional transcript with the classes, the credits, and the grades. And then you have a second sheet, and you just list by year. So if you have a high school student that started in 2017, you'd say year 2017, 2018, and then list under that community service, camps, awards, any government things that they've done, etc. So if they were in the theater and had a lead role, or even if they just played parts, if they took a national Latin exam, for instance, community service, list where they did the community service and how many hours that they did. If they did like legislative paging with a senator or whatever, add that on. And then just do it by year. So freshman year, list the things, sophomore year, list the things, etc. I suggest that you carefully consider what things you're going to add as credits versus this addendum sheet, because some of this stuff you don't want to get lost in credits. some of these things you really want to highlight, and an addendum sheet is a great way to highlight it. So for instance, if you have a student who was in a 2-hour Shakespeare play in the park and they had to memorize all their lines and they had the lead part of King Lear, well, then you want to highlight that on the addendum sheet. If they have hours and hours of community service, you definitely want to put that on the addendum sheet because there's big scholarship money for community service kiddos. If they did job shadowing, anything like that, the addendum sheet is a great way to make sure that the next people who are looking and considering your kids for whatever understand the kind of person that they are. So don't forget, on the transcript, you want to list the student's name, the name of the school. It's completely legal to name it your last name, homeschool, or if you have a fancy homeschool name, you can put that too. The dates the student attended the school. So for high school, even if they got credits in junior high, do a 4-year high school attendance, works listed by grade or subject, credits earned, grades earned, the grading scale, and then sign and date it. So that is really my really fast, quick, and easy way to do a transcript. We have lots of opportunities for you to learn far more about transcripts and credits at True North Homeschool Academy. We often do free workshops on this. We have a great book called Survive Homeschool High School, and it has all the sheets that you would ever want to know to fill out for high school. It's only $7.99. I'll list that in the show notes, and we'd love to talk with you over the True North Homeschool Tribe about credits and transcripts. Any questions that you might have, there's lots of people over there whose kids have gone on to do really great things and have it funded. So any questions you might have about transcripts, hop on over to the True North Homeschool Tribe Facebook group. We'd love to chat with you there. Thanks for listening. Again, this is Lisa Nehring from True North Homeschool Academy. We'll talk to you soon.
Hey everybody, this is Lisa Nehring from True North Homeschool Academy. And I just want to remind you that you can find all of our classes and clubs, testing, advising, mom's membership, and more at truenorthhomeschoolacademy.com. We do offer live online, dynamic, interactive, small group classes. So when your students take classes with us, they're not in a Zoom room full of 100 people. We keep our class sizes small so that the students get to know both the teacher and their fellow students. We use a lot of different technology to make the classes dynamic and interactive, including presentations, projects, breakout rooms, virtual whiteboards, and more. We like to say that we use time-tested educational pedagogy coupled with cutting-edge technology to bring the best educational opportunities to your students in the privacy of your own home. We do provide syllabus and grading for all classes, and we'd love to help you know how to do that. We are honored to partner with you as you homeschool your children.
You've been listening to the It's Not That Hard to Homeschool podcast with Lisa Nehring of True North Academy. Today's podcast was sponsored by CTC Math and Great Homeschool Conventions. Please join us in our popular Facebook group, It's Not That Hard to Homeschool High School, and It's Not That Hard to Homeschool K through 8.